So what's going on, y'all? It's me back again today with another YouTube video. And if you're new here, my name is Navoy. It's spelled Navoy. I'm actually a online coach living in Germany for the last couple of years. So if you're looking for online coaching, go on ahead and check out NavoyVincentFitness.com. All the links in the bio. You know, if you're tired of the other online coaches dancing in your videos, go on ahead and check me out. But the topic of today is going to be 3 things that as a man you're going to need to sacrifice on the road to success. Now, guys, me personally, I find myself relatively successful. For most men my age, I'm doing much better than most. I got a pretty well-paying job, and on top of that, I got a pretty decent side business that's kind of, doing some numbers. So this is why I do these YouTube videos, because the body is one thing, but the mind is also important. And today, this video is really important because when it comes to success, you're going to have to make sacrifices, guys. That's the biggest thing that I've learned from bodybuilding. The only way you're going to really get a nice body is you're going to have to sit your ass down. You're going to have to stay in the house. You're going to have to stick to this diet. Your friends are going to order pizza. You guys are all chilling, but you got your chicken, broccoli, and rice, and you got to get that meal in. And that's just a whole facet of things when it comes to life. In order to achieve what you need to do, or at least what you really want to do, it's really important that you make sacrifice. And the most important thing is going to be 3 different things that you're going to have to sacrifice. And the first is going to be relationships. Now, guys, there have been times, and I think I've said this in a video before. I can remember, I think it was 2 years ago, a year or at least 2 years ago. And I remember I actually went on a date with this girl. She was bad as hell, boy. With nice, super duper nice body. But I could kind of tell she was playing a little bit of games on the date. So I picked up the fact that she was kind of insecure just from listening to what she was saying. And then at that time, I remember, the upcoming weekend, I actually had someone sign up for coaching. Now, guys, these coaching plans are all customizable. And I also have other clients. So that weekend I was packed. And I knew, okay, if I don't hang out with this girl, she's probably gonna be really mad because she's really insecure. So what happened was I wasn't able to hang out with her due to the new clients, money over everything. And lo and behold, when I go to hit her up the week after that to set something up that weekend, she ended up not responding to the text. Boy, she was mad as hell. She probably, they're all insecure, or at least this particular girl was very insecure. So what happens is they're going to start to project said insecurities onto you. So, he didn't call me because, he thinks I'm ugly or whatever her insecurities are. So I basically kind of fumbled the girl because of work. Now, guys, this is something that's going to happen to you. There's going to be certain situations where you could have went out with your homeboys and maybe pulled a girl, but you're going to have to work. For me right now, it's Friday night. I was so busy this week due to someone signing up for coaching. I was not able to record all the videos on Sunday like I normally do. And this is the problem. It's Friday night. I could be out socializing, but guys, I got to work on this grind. I got to be on my grind. And you're going to sacrifice relationships. Some guys, no matter what women say, it's always better that they complaining that you're working and making money versus them complaining that you ain't got enough money. And that's one of the biggest issues when you're in a relationship. You're not going to have as much time to spend with her because you're on your purpose. I want all my guys on your purpose. So it's better to look for something like that after you get something popping. The second thing that you're going to have to give up, or at least sacrifice on the road to success, or at least you're going to need to sacrifice to become successful, is going to be friendships, guys. Like, a lot of the times, man, most people are friends with people just out of the fact of scarcity. Like, they don't believe that they can meet other people. But most importantly, these people that are quote unquote your friends, you guys don't even really like each other. It's just more, you're just worried about being lonely. And most importantly, you're going to have to kind of distance yourself from people, because sometimes you're going to need that isolation to really get on your purpose. For example, with the virus, the thing is, with that period, you was able to really get some isolation in. And by doing that, a lot of people really got on their purpose. So many YouTube channels blew up, streamers blew up, there was different little certain businesses that kind of blew up, but most importantly, a lot of YouTubers blew up during this time. Again, because they said, personally, some of the motivation YouTubers that I follow, they said it was because the coronavirus. Was like, okay, I ain't got nothing to do, let me go ahead and get this YouTube video popping, or at least YouTube channel popping, and they blew up, guys. So usually you need the isolation, and that's because you're afraid to be alone, and so instead you hang out with these kind of toxic friends, or at least low-key hater friends. The third thing that you're going to have to give up on the road to success, guys, is going to be that party and the nightlife. That kind of goes into the whole relationship thing. Guys, one of the things that I always found difficult when I was in a relationship was the fact that, see, a lot of the times, man, when you're dealing with women, or at least a lot of women, what I've noticed is they don't have friends, they have rivals. So a lot of the times she's going to want to do things not because she wants to do it. It's mainly just to say, hey, look at me, because she's competing with her friends in her friend group. And by her doing this, the problem is going to be, you're going to be going out spending money that you normally wouldn't spend because you want to go along. You're kind of going along with this. And guys, that party and nightlife, it's a money pit. Don't get me wrong. I'm from South Florida, so I remember how much fun it was to go to Miami and do all this other stuff and party and go to the liquor store and buy liquor and do all this dumb stuff. But guys, you should not you're gonna have to sacrifice that, man. Like, it is what it is. I remember, I didn't really go on a vacation, like for real, just travel to go visit somewhere until I think I was like 25 or 26. I think 26. That was the first time I ever did that. I know some people 18, 19 are already going to Spain, already going to Italy. They're saving up to go. Guys, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to take that money and maybe invest that money, because that money is going to come back. Let's say you took that $300 for the trip, or at least let's say $300 for the Airbnb, and then let's say you get a cheap little Ryanair flight, maybe $100. That $400 right there, you could have invested that in Bitcoin, let's say in 2009, and that would have been a huge thing. Yeah, you would have had to wait a few years to go visit there, but I mean, that place is always going to be there. But you being able to build that portfolio will not always be there, or that opportunity will not always be there. And guys, I can always remember, dog. I can always remember like it was yesterday. Like all those times where I wasn't able to go out and do certain things because I was saving up money, or practicing German, or building up my body. But over the last 10 years, having those skills from those sacrifices that I made really changed and improved my entire life. I made so many sacrifices in my 20s, and now I'm living a pretty good life in 31. And I feel like, I know at least that if I keep going forward on this path, I can succeed a lot more in my 40s, or at least mid-30s. Mid-30s, I feel like I'm going to be way more successful than right now. And y'all can go on ahead and clip this, and we can throw this on the YouTube later. So yeah, guys, that's all I got to say today, guys. Let me just reiterate the 3 things you're going to have to sacrifice. It's going to be friendships, relationships, and most importantly, that party, that club life, guys. So yeah, y'all make sure to, as usual, make sure to control the negative, focus on the positive. It's your boy Navoy, repping Navoy Vincent Fitness. I'm out.